Right, today's lesson is about potatoes. Preparing and cooking potatoes. It was supposed to be, it might even still be, boiling and frying. Saute is shallow fry, and then deep fry like chips, yeah? But when you are preparing potatoes, if you leave it out of the water, it turns brown. So what you've got to do, you've got to have a bowl between two persons or whatever, with your rubbish, and a bowl with water. So straight away, when I'm doing the potato, peel the potato, like here I have here, I can peel it straight away into my bowl. You might need another bowl of water, but just one in the middle, wherever you're working, where everybody can put their trimmings into, because when we're cutting potato for chips, we need to more or less try and get the right shape, yeah? Now, potato, you cook it when you're doing chips, you cook it at, I think, between 180 and 190, but you blanch it about 160. If you know what blanch is, it's when the chips are soft, but they haven't got any colour. Like if you go to a fish and chip shop and you get those chips, that's blanched chips. Yeah, it's at a low temperature to soften the chips, because if you put the chips at 180 degrees straight away from raw, it will brown on the outside and inside will stay raw. Yeah, so you've got to put it in at a lower temperature. So this morning's lesson, I'm going to show you how to prepare the chips and wonderful peeler. How to prepare the chips and how to fry it. Then we're going to do something called saute potatoes. Now the wonderful thing about saute potatoes is there's no peeling involved in the preparation at first. You either place the potato into water and bring it to the boil, and you boil it for about 5 minutes. So you're only cooking the outside of the potato. And once the outside potato is cooked, the skin comes off really easy, and then you slice it, and then you fry it in some oil and butter in a frying pan. Yeah? But this morning, what we could do, we could put the potato in the steamer for the same 5 or 10 minutes, because boiling and steaming is the same cooking principle. Yeah? Saute and deep frying or shallow frying, same cooking principle. So you're going to learn two different cooking principles this morning. Okay? Cool. So my potatoes peeled. Right, so first of all, I'm going to trim the potato to get the shape that I want. So I'm going to square it up like this. These little trimmings here, we don't throw it away. We can use these later on, and we can do mashed potato or something with it, yeah? So you don't throw it away. The only thing you're going to throw away is the skin, because you don't need it. Now, so I'm going to do chip potatoes, yeah? So I'm going to slice my potatoes down like that. I should have done, yeah, okay, that's right. It's not going to be, well, I'll chill it part off. You want it more at the same level, yeah? Then I'm going to maybe make 3 lots out of this, like that. Yeah? Later on, we're going to blanch those, and then we're going to deep fry them. Yeah, we can deep blanch them and then deep fry them. Yeah. So right. So now we've got the chips all cut and everything. The fry is set at 130, and all I'm going to do is cook the chip. When you're doing your chips, make sure you drain all the water. yeah, because water breaks down the oil and gives it less life. So make sure all the water's drained. And also, if you don't, if the chips are dry, it won't start spitting back at you. So health and safety reasons, right? And then that will stay there, and that will fry without colour, maybe about 5 minutes. Yeah. How can you tell? If you've got heat-resistant fingers, when you take the chips out the fryer after 5 minutes, just take one and squeeze it a little bit. If you can squeeze it, it's cooked. Alright? I suppose the other way to do it would be to probe it. But if you are going to probe it, well, I'll show you how to probe it, yeah? And what degrees would we be looking for? 75, yeah? Right? So, just going to pause that for a second. When you have a clock in the kitchen, yeah, it tells the time, but it measures your progress, right? Things like, if I say to you, good example yesterday, but the oven was a bit low anyway, yesterday we were making the crumble, and you kept on taking it in and putting it out, is it ready? If you watch the clock, you know what time you put it in, I'll say half an hour from that, you would know what time to take it out, things like that, right? Also, if you are slow at something, it takes you an hour to do something, the next time you do the same thing again, you do it in 40 minutes. You can see yourself improving, yeah? That is why I always look at the time, because it does two things. It lets you know what time the product goes in, when to take it out, and it also measures your progress, yeah? And I just say that in here, right, on a Thursday, my aim is to get everything. Yes, there was a small menu, but when you got a full menu on the counter, I want everything out by 11:30. Yeah, I want everything out prepared and cooked by 11:30. So if I need to do anything, any adjustments and so on and so forth. Now the chips, they're cooked because they're starting to float. Yeah, so that's one way of telling if it's ready, right? So have a go. Yeah, have a go. Right, I'm going to show you how to do sauteed potatoes. Need some oil. And I need a fish slice. And you know the spatula? So look at one of those in one of those containers. There's a spatula. The skin should be very easy to peel. Because it's half cooked, see? You might not even need a knife, you can just pull it off like that. Yeah? It should be really easy to peel because the potato is almost half cooked. Yeah? If your potato's a little bit warm, this one's a little bit warm, right? What you can do, you can put it in cold water. To cool it down, yeah? So once the potatoes are peeled, we're going to slice them down, not too thick, and we're going to slowly cook them in butter and oil. The reason why we add the oil to the butter is because the butter, it burns after a while. So the oil will slow down that process, yeah? So I've got my pan heated up and I can place potatoes in because the oil is not that hot. Don't drop it in, it will splash on you. 25 grams per pan, not per student, of butter to about 10 grams, 10 millilitres of oil. Yeah? And all I'm going to do is let that slowly fry until it gets golden brown, and then with the palette knife I'll turn it over like that and do the other side. Yeah. I want to see Bob and see if we get any. Right. After the chips have been blanched, right, you're going to put them into hot fat, right, 170 degrees. And then we're going to fry them for about 2 minutes. 1 to 2 minutes, yeah? Yeah. Get them nice and crispy. Right? With the trimmings we made mashed potato, and we turned it. Come around this side, because you're in the. Yeah. And we turned it into mash, the trimmings, and then we paned it, egg, flour, breadcrumbs, and it's become a croquet potato that can go in the fryer, nice and golden brown. Then we had some steamed potatoes, yeah, that we steamed in the oven, in the steamer, and that we will use as potato wedges. So at the end of the lesson, we'll have done chips, which is deep fried, sauté, which is shallow fried in butter. We turn the trimmings into mashed potato and turn it into a croquet, and we've got the potato wedges. Cool? Yeah. Okay. Chips, wedges, croquet, sauté. Lovely. Ooh la la. Mmm. Wish you were here.